In this demonstration, we're going to look at Active Directory user accounts. So we're going to look at creating, deleting, and managing our user accounts. So in order to do that, I've logged into my Active Directory domain controller. I'm now sitting in Server Manager, and what I'm going to do at this point here is I'm just going to launch the Active Directory Admin Center. So to do that, we come to Tools. Then within Tools, what we do is we click on the Active Directory Admin Center. This then launches up the Admin Center. And the next thing we're going to do here is we're just going to locate a user called Ed Meadows and delete him. So if we just highlight the user account, so in order to delete an Active Directory user account, we can just right click and click the delete button. And what this will do is it will also remove the Active Directory SID. So when we say yes to this, Ed is now gone. So we may have made a mistake there deleting that user account. So what we'll do here is we'll just look at creating a new user account within Active Directory Admin Center. So come up new. Then what we do here is we'll go for user. And then what we'll do is we'll start filling out the wizard. So here's the little wizard that we're going to fill out. So let's just fill in the relevant information. So what I've filled out here is I've put in Ed Meadows as the full name. I've also put in his UPN logon, or his user principal name, as ed@adatum.com, and we've also filled out the user SAM account as adatum/ed. So as you can see here, I've got some little stars or asterisks next to these fields here. These just mean that these things are actually mandatory. I've also specified his initial password. So what we'll do at this point here, we'll click the OK button. And as we can see now, we've recreated Ed Meadows. Now the important thing to realise here is he will have a different SID or security identifier. So even though we have recreated the user as Ed Meadows, as far as Active Directory is concerned, that's a completely different user account. So the next thing we'll do here is Ed has now moved role. He's on secondment. He's moving into the IT department. So what we can do at this point here, if we just right click here, we have the ability to move Ed's user account into a different organisational unit. So we'll select the move button, and what we'll do here is we'll move him into the IT department. So we'll click OK. We can see he's disappeared from this list here. So we just come up to Adatum Local here, click on IT, and then what we should find is we should find that Ed has been moved into the IT department. One of the things that the Active Directory Admin Center does is it actually creates PowerShell scripts. So what we can do down here is if we just have a look at the Windows PowerShell history and just move this up a little bit, so what we can see here, just scroll this up a little bit, we can see the various commands that have actually been issued. So we've removed the Active Directory object, we create a new Active Directory object, and if we scroll this down a bit, we can see all of the information we filled in. And if we move down, finally what we have here is we can see where we've moved the Active Directory object into IT. Now this is quite useful because from this I could create my own PowerShell scripting library. So we can also manage our user accounts by using PowerShell. So let's just launch up our PowerShell icon. So we just click down here. This will now launch up PowerShell. So let's start issuing some commands in PowerShell. One of the things I want to do here is I just want to find out all of the users who have not signed in during the last 30 days. Now I might be doing this as part of a maintenance window because as we delete user accounts or as users leave the corporation, what we might find is we're not cleaning up Active Directory efficiently. So what we'll do here is we'll just type in a little commandlet that will allow us to see the users who haven't signed in the last 30 days. So the first thing we're doing here is we're just creating a variable, so doing $logon_date equals, and then we're going to do a get-date, and we just want to specify 30 days. So at this point here, we'll just hit the enter key. And we've now created that variable. So the next thing we'll do here is we'll just put in our little PowerShell commandlet that will actually give us the information that we've requested. So the command that we're going to use here is get-AD user -filter. We're looking for last logon is this logon date here. So we're going to search for everybody that hasn't logged in for the last 30 days. So we'll just hit the enter key. And as we can see here, it has returned back a fair bit of information. This is a lab environment, so strictly speaking, nobody's logged in for the last 30 days. So if we just scroll this up, as we can see, there are quite a few users who have not logged in. So at this point here, I'll now decide what to do with those user accounts. So let's clear the screen off. Next thing I'm going to do here is I'm just going to find all the disabled user accounts. So to do that, I'll just type in my PowerShell commandlet. First thing I'm doing here is I'm getting a list of Active Directory users. My filter will say enabled not equal to true, so I'm looking for all disabled user accounts. So let's just hit the enter key. And that's returned back a list, so let's just clear the screen off again. Next thing we'll do here is we'll delete all the disabled user accounts. So I'm issuing get-ad user. Search base at this point here, I'm looking just in OU equals sales. And what I want to do here is I'm creating a filter to say find everybody that is disabled, because not equal $true. And then what we want to do here is we want to remove the Active Directory object, -confirm, $false means that I shouldn't get any output when I hit the enter key. So what we'll do here is we'll now hit the enter key. And as we can see, no output. So the next thing we'll do here is we'll just verify that the users have indeed been deleted. So we'll just clear the screen. And we'll just issue the commandlet just to verify. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do the get-ad user -filter enabled not equal $true. We'll hit the enter key. And as we can see here, we've now only got 2 entries. Before we had 4 entries. We haven't deleted the guest account and we haven't deleted the Kerberos account. And that's the end of this demonstration of managing Active Directory user accounts. Thank you.